Hey guys, we're just going to jump right into this video. I ended up receiving this little purse, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's a little purse with a little tassel. Sorry guys, can't see it all. From a friend of mine, and I decided I want to make my own, and so I took her pattern, but I made my own pattern. I actually tore hers apart, so, and redone this inside here and put a different canopy inside it. I just wasn't crazy about the canopy that was on hers, and I apologize. I know since it was a friend, but I just decided if I'm going to show you guys this pattern, I wanted to make it my own. So I did switch up what she done and made my own pattern. And like I said, I did change up a few things. I changed the way I done my body of my purse as well. Same concept, just changed up everything about it. So, but this is what I based mine off of. And of course, like I said, I made this canopy in here. So that's why my yarn doesn't match hers. So I did take it apart, like I said, and redone it because I wanted to see if I liked that or not. And that just draws up like that after you push everything together, and you have a little purse to carry. This is the first one I made. And of course, like I said, I changed up everything, so this one's totally different. I ended up making a scalloped edge around the top, as you can see here. And I did add a few little different things. This canopy on this one is different than what I ended up doing. I don't like this canopy, so this is not in my pattern at all. I did not end up liking this one after I done it. But it serves its purpose. It works well. I ended up with too many stitches here, as you can see. I don't like how I've got the 2 layers. I ended up going back and doing 1 layer. I did make a blanket with this one, which it's a little too big. So, like I said, I went back and redone everything. I did make a baby for this one. If you're interested in seeing this baby in a tutorial, let me know. I'll probably redo this baby too. The head's a little big, I think. It's a little creepy looking, but it's a baby. I think I will probably make the head a tick smaller maybe, and maybe not as long in the body. But you can see here I tried to add on a little skirt to match the bed. So I may shorten the baby, and I probably am going to make the head smaller. So, and the hands maybe not so many. This is three rows. I'll probably go back down to 2 rows on the hands. So if you want to see a video tutorial of this baby, just shoot me a message down in the comments below and let me know if you'd like to see this, and I'll do a tutorial on it. And I ended up putting a pillow in this one, which I don't end up putting pillows in my other ones. You can put a pillow. It's simple. It's basically done like the blanket, but you fold it over and then stuff it with some polyfill. So, all right, let's get this one back together. But you just push everything down inside like that, and you roll it up. Oops, I lost the blanket. Try not to shake my table because my camera is attached to my table. And there we go. But this is a really pretty color. I love the pink camo with the pink. But here I'm going to show you these. This is my final pattern. This is the pattern we're going to do today. The size of this little purse depends on the size of hook you use. So this one was done with a size 5, I believe, or 5.5. I can't remember. But anyway, this is the final pattern that I ended up with. I've got the little blanket that goes inside. Of course, I put a LOL doll in, but you can use the Behringer baby dolls. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They do fit in these fairly well. I did order some, so hopefully they'll be here today in time for me to add to this video and show you the Behringer babies in it. So you want like a 4-inch baby to 5-inch baby is probably going to be what you want for these. But you just fold them down. That's all you do. And this little ruffle sits around the bottom, making it look just really cute. So then you just push it all together. Roll it up. Pull your drawstrings. And then your child can carry this on their shoulders, or, you know, depending on how long you make the strings and the openings in them, they could probably do a crossbody. Just depends on how many you decide to do. Now this one's a little bigger. I made this one with a size 6 hook. So that just shows you can make them a little bit bigger if you want, if you need a bigger baby, a 5 or a little bit bigger baby, 5-inch or a little bit bigger baby. So, but this one, like I said, was done with a size 6 hook. Hope you can see that in there pretty good. Yeah. So we're going to put this blanket back in. Just fold your canopy down. We're going to roll it up and pull your drawstrings. Just like that. And then you have your little purse, which is extremely cute. And using the size 6 hook is going to make your purse about 7 inches wide. So, and sorry about that, my dog's barked. But and this way is going to be about 6 inches. So, and then with a smaller hook, of course, it's going to make your purse smaller. So this one's going to be around 5.5, maybe to 6 inches. The height should always be the same, probably, or close, maybe 5.5. Yeah, this one's probably about 5.5. Yeah. And this one was done with well, this one's 7 inches wide too. Yeah. But it's not quite as tall. It's about 5.5. I think this one was done with a 5.5 millimeter. I think 5 millimeter on this one. And I know this was the 6. So, and these are probably about the same. So, if you want a little bit bigger purse, use a size 6. One a little smaller, go with size 5. I wouldn't go any smaller than 5 though. Okay, and let's get into this one and show you what you're going to need. Of course, you can have your measuring tape, tape measures, whatever you guys want to use. Like I said, we are using a 5.5 millimeter today for the video. This is from Furls. This is one of my favorite hooks to use. This is the Odyssey line. So if you want to check out Furls, I'll have them linked in the description box below, where you can go and purchase your own hook if you want. And then, of course, you will need a Tapestry needle. And I like these little metal ones with a little bit smaller point on them. Let me get it up here closer so you can see it. I like the smaller point. Just seems to go through. It's got a pretty good size hole, and it will go through your yarn a little easier. You'll need some scissors. And if you like, you can use stitch markers. I don't use them on this one, but I do have them handy just in case. Especially if I have to lay my project down, I put a stitch marker in my loop to keep my project from pulling out and unraveling, and then me having to go back and redo it. So that's a thought for those if you want those. And of course, you're going to need some yarn. And today our purse is going to be purple and pink. This is a new skein. You don't need much yarn to make these little purses. They do not take much. I haven't measured how much, but it's not much. This one is, and I apologize, this is not a full skein or a new skein, but this is the Red Heart Super Saver. It is pretty in pink. And it is a medium weight 4. A recommended hook, 5.5, of course. Or a 5. You don't want to go below the 5 millimeters. So, but anyway, you use whatever size hook you want. So, like I said, today we're going with the 5.5. This yarn is not a normal yarn that I buy, big twist yarns. This just happened to come in a box that I bought of different types of yarns. So this project, because it doesn't take much yarn, is going to be an amazing project to use up some of your yarns you probably don't use, or if you don't have a lot left of those yarns and you can't really do anything with them, your scrap yarns, this project is going to really be good for that. And this also is a medium 4. Also calls for a 5 millimeter hook. Of course, like I said, we're using a 5.5 today. And this is the color Blueberry. I think it looks purple. But we're going to use Blueberry and pink. I think those two colors will be pretty together. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. And let me get situated here in my chair. And it really doesn't matter what color you start with. If you're doing a variegated color like this, I would start with my solid first and then my variegated. But, you know, it's up to you however you want to do them. And let's see. What colors do we want to start? I think we're going to start with purple or the blueberry. So, I'm going to go ahead and get me some pulled out here. And this works up fairly quick. So it is a quick project. It doesn't use a lot of yarn. So, like I said, it's just a good little project. What you're going to do is you're going to put a slip knot on your hook. I go through, grab that yarn, pull back through, and twist. And then slide this up on my hook. If you're interested in seeing that more, there are plenty of YouTube videos about how to start your slip knot on your hook for beginners. So, but we're going to go ahead and start in, and we are going to chain 22. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oops, split that yarn, didn't I? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Let me make sure, because I split that yarn and started over. So I'm going to start with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And like I said, I've never used this type of yarn before, so it is going to look like it's going to split a little easier than most. So just be careful with that. And I would honestly recommend using all of your Red Heart yarn. I mean, I like it. That's my go-to yarn is the Red Heart yarn. Like I said, this is the first time using the big twist. And I am not sure who makes this. Oh, it's by Joe. It's distributed by Joann's stores. So, like I said, it came in a box that I bought. So, It is a yarn that seems to split a little bit, so it's probably one of their cheaper brands. I don't know if it had a price on it or not. No, I don't see a price on it. So, okay. All right. So what we're going to do here, let me get you closer. We're going to start from the second chain from the hook right here. And you're going to start with double crochets. And you're going to go right into that second chain, make a double crochet. You're going to go through, yarn over, pull back through. You're going to have those 3 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2. Did my yarn split again? Yes, it split. See that? I'm not crazy about that. See that splitting right there? So it did split a little bit. So we're going to yarn over. You're going to have the 2 loops. Yarn over, and you're going to pull back through. All right. Let's do that again. We're going to yarn over, go through your next loop on your hook, or your chain on your hook, right here. Go in, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you should have 2 double crochets on your chain. Yarn over, go through your next one, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and you're going to go double crochets all the way across till you get to the end of your chain. And I'll probably just work this one with you because this is all the way around. So let's go into our next chain and go yarn over and make a double. And this point you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't like that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and your last chain. Now, you have 21 double crochets all the way across. And see that right there? I don't like that, but it's going to be hidden anyway. So this is what your chain should look like. Okay, and when you get here to the end, in this last chain that we just finished, you're actually going to go ahead and do 3 more double crochets. So counting this one, you'll end up having 4 double crochets in this end piece, in this end chain. So you're going to go in and you're going to go 1, 'see what I'm doing. 2, 3. So you should have 4. And this was your 22, 23, 24, 25. Or 21, I'm sorry. 21, 22, 23, 24. This should be your 24th double crochet, but there should be 4 all in this end one. And what that's going to do is it's going to try to shoot you back around on this side here, so that you're going back up the opposite side of your chain, all the way back up. So on 24, we're going to keep going around, and we're going to go into this next one here. And this will make 25, and we're going to work over that tail. 25, 26, 27, 28. This will be 29, and let me get you in here closer so you see where I'm going. I'm just going above each of these double crochets on the bottom of the double crochets up this side. So this would be 30, right? Is that where we were at? Let's see, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're at 29. Let me pull some more yarn. And you can see how that just come around and made a real pretty turn there on the end. So 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Now we're going into 30. Oops, I lost my hoop. 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, oops, I'm splitting my yarn, 35, excuse me, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 'We're going to keep coming on around. 45. This was in the same one as you just did your 44, 45, and 46 will go straight in there too. 46. Sorry about that. And now we're going to, as you can see here, this is the where you turned your chain and went into the second chain from your hook. And you're going to make sure you're going, oh no, right there was where you went through. So you're just going to make sure you're going into the top of the double crochet. Just like that. And you're going to slip stitch. Let me pull that one tighter. And chain 1. And you should have 46 double crochets all the way around, and it should look like this. All right. Excuse me. Allergy season already. All right, now starting off on your next row, and then this is maybe where you want to put a stitch marker. And if you do want to put a stitch marker, let me just use a brighter color here. An orange will work fine. So in my my chain 1 right here, I'm going to go ahead and stick this stitch marker. And we're going to do a double crochet in that same spot right there as where you slip stitched and done your chain 1. So you're going to come back down into it, just straight down in, and you're going to double crochet. That's number 1. And then in each one around, you're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to end up with 46 double crochets. You'll never go up or down. You'll always end up with 46 double crochets all the way around on the base part of the purse. So go ahead and just keep going around with your double crochets. Oops, I didn't finish that one off, did I? Duh. Finish that one off. And keep going around with your double crochets in each one of your stitches. And this one is easier because you've already got your stitches established, each double crochet, so it's going to be easier for you to see where you need to go. So I'll just do a couple more with you, and we'll just keep going around here with your double crochets. And when you finish, when you come around to the stitch marker, I'll catch up with you. So just keep going around. And you should end up with 46. Okay, we're back around here to our last stitch, which will be our 46th stitch before our stitch marker. So let's go ahead and do the 46th one. This will be 46. There we go. And you're not going in that. That was your slip stitch right there. That's a slip stitch. And then you'll actually go into, let's move our stitch marker out of the way. You're going to skip the slip stitch, but you're actually going to go into the top of the double crochet right there. So that's where you want to be. Hope you guys can see that. Right there is where we're going. So we're going to do our first, we're doing a slip stitch into that. As long as we don't, I don't like that. It splits my yarn. I don't like that. Okay, we're going into that. We're going to try that again. And we don't want to double crochet, so let's get that off of there. I don't know why I done that. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. All right, slip stitch. Just like that. Pull it tight and do your chain 1. And you can put your stitch marker in. If you do stitch markers, go ahead and stick your stitch marker in. And there you have your row 2. And we're starting row 3. And it is going to be the same thing. You're going to go into right there where we done our slip stitch in our chain 1. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're going to go right in there. Right there. And we're going to do our double crochet. 1. That's 1. Go 2. And 3. And you're going to keep repeating single or double crochets all the way around till you get back to 46. And I'll meet you there. Okay, we're back around to our last stitch, 46. And of course, remember we skip over that. You don't go into that one. Move our stitch marker out of my way. Here we go. And we're going to go into the top of that first double crochet right there. And you're going to slip stitch. And we're going to fasten off here. And you can glide over into the change of the color. If you want to, if you know, when you're doing the slip stitch, just add on your new color if you want to do it that way, and you know how to do it that way, that's fine. For video purposes, I'm going to do it where we fasten off and just change the color. I think it's going to be easier, and I think it's going to be a little sturdier this way since a child's going to be playing with it. And it may get roughed up and it's going to need to be washed. So I recommend doing it this way, the way I'm going to show you. And when I finish off my rows, I chain 2. I'm going to go 1, 2. And I'm going to pull through. I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, if I can find it, like that. And then just pull my yarn on through, just like that. And you're going to have that, what looks like that on the end of it. Now let's take my fingers, my fingernails, what fingernails I have, and I just pull down and make this really tight up against the, there we go, just like that. And you don't see it. It goes right down into the rest of it. So just pull it down in tight. You can weave in your ends here. But what we're going to do here, this is how we finished off. This is the bottom of our purse, and it looks like a little boat. What I do here is I turn this inside out, and I bring the inside to the outside. If I can learn to talk, we'll be good. And now we're going to be working from the outside of our little boat, or the bottom of our purse, from here on out. It just makes it easier because once this starts coming up, working from the inside gets a little harder, so it's just better to go ahead and turn it inside out. And it's much prettier on this side anyway, so, or I think it is. But you can weave your ends in, or you can work them in with your new color. And that's what I do. We're going to go ahead and lay our purple to the side. And we're going to bring up our pink and find the end. Oops. We're going to do it just like our purple that we started. We're going to start it with a slip knot, just like so, on, twist, and slide it up. Now, on the ends that we started on and finished right here, we're going to go straight into, right into there. I hope you guys can see, right under that start point. We're going to go right into that stitch, and we're going to pull through our color, pull through just like that. You're going to end up with 2 loops, and go ahead and pull your color yarn, your purple and your pink. I always pull just to snug them to make them tight right there. Try to pull that pink down to get a tighter start. Okay, and you got 2 there. And we're going to go ahead and just do a slip knot. So we're just going to pull that loop straight through that loop and go ahead and tighten her down just like that. Now, yarn over, and we're going to go right back into that same stitch, and we're going to pull up our double crochet. That's where we're going to start with. Right there, and go ahead and pull tight if you need to. Double crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to be working over your tails, just like that. And if you want, you don't need those tails quite so long, you can cut them off because there's no need for them to be quite that long. And we're going to go ahead and go all the way around, working over our tails here. All right, tail, lay down there. Okay, and you can put your stitch marker in if you want. I don't on this first row because, of course, you can see your color change, and you're going to know where you are when you come back around. So But if you want a stitch marker, go ahead and put it in. You can pause the video and go ahead and add it. But I'm going to keep going. And we're going to keep going all the way around. As soon as I can get my tails to work here, because we don't want them to be up through there. Come on down there. There we go. Just like that. Let me get my yarn up here like I should have it. Okay, and then you just work all the way across your tails, and you're going to have your, let me move this out of the way, pull that up. You're going to start your double crochets all the way across, and I got that one a little loose, but, and I can go back and fix that. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to go all the way around, and we're going to come back around, and I'll meet you at the end. You're going to have 46 stitches. Okay, so we're coming up here to our last stitch, 46, and we're going to go right into there, and we're going to do 46, and we're going to come right over here to the top of our first double crochet, which is right in there with that same stitch. So we're going to come right in here. And we're going to slip stitch, oops, sorry, slip stitch it right in there. And we're going to chain one, maybe, if I can keep from splitting that. Okay, so that's what we should look like, and we should have 1, 2, 3, this should be our 4th row. Okay, and like I said, if you want to put your stitch marker in, you can, or you know, it's just 46 stitches, so as long as you keep it with 46 stitches, you'll be fine. We're going to put our stitch marker right there, and you're just going to continue around. Just remember, you're starting your first double crochet right in that stitch that you done your slip stitch in your chain one, so it's right there. So you're going to start your first double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, yarn. Did I get it? It did split, didn't it? Yep, bear with me. We're going to redo that. We're going to go right in there. And we're going to... Now, much better. First double crochet, then your second, third, fourth, fifth, and just go right on around. Go ahead and do your second double crochet, and I'll get this yarn over here better. So you'll have 2, 3, and 4, and you just keep continuing to do your double crochets. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out because it was splitting anyway. I caught it. Okay, but you continue to do your double crochets in each stitch all the way around until you get back to 46, and I will meet you there. All right, we're back around to 46, right in there. I'm going to move my stitch marker. Remember, we don't go into that chain one there, or slip stitch in chain one. We're going to skip over our slip stitch and our chain one, and we're going to go to the top of the double crochet. And the top of the double crochet is right there. If I can get my hook in there, we'll be all right. And I did it again. I'm so used to double crochet, and I went ahead and went straight over. We don't want that. We just want to slip stitch And we're going to slip stitch right there and chain 1. Now that was row 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, here's where it changes on row 6. Let me go ahead and pull some of this yarn. Slide that back out of my way. Okay, now for row 6, you're still going to start your double crochet there, but there's a little twist. Go ahead and yarn over. Now, if you look at the tops of your V's, there's a back loop and there's a front loop. We're just going to go into the front loop only, just like that. We'll pull back through, do our double crochet. Now, go ahead and yarn over, go to our next stitch. You see the V, there's the back loop, there's the front loop. We're just going to come up into the front loop only. And what that's going to do, let's do a couple and then I'll show you. That way you can see it a little bit better. Oops. Split my yarn. Go in there like that. Okay. Let's get our next one. Front loop only. Next one. Front loop only. Next one. Front loop only. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up, and then I'm going to show you what's happening on the inside. What's happening on the inside is these back loops are there. And see how easy that folded? It come down. It's going to make this fold down real easy. And this back loops is where we're going to work the canopy and the trim for the inside. So that's what it's doing. So that's what you're going to do for the rest of this row. Row 6 is going to work in the back loop, or the front loops only. Sorry, I don't know why I said back loop. This would be our front loops because it's the loop near us. So you're going in that front loop, just like so, and doing your front loops. Front loop only, don't forget. All the way around till you come to your 46, and I will meet you there. Do a couple more with you, real quick like, and you can really see it now. You can see that back loop sticking out there, and this just folds down very nicely right there. So that's what you want, and I'll see you back at 46. Okay, we're coming around here to 46. Front loop. Pulling through. Remember, we're not doing that one, skipping over, going to the top of this where your double crochet was, and we are slip stitching and chaining 1. Okay, now I'm going to slide this out for a second. Let me pull my yarn loose, and that way you guys can look in here and you can see all the way around. You can see that line running. That's what we created by going into the front loops only. So you have that all the way around. Okay, now we chained 1, and for row 7 you're going to do it just like you done all your rows up to row 5. So you're just repeating basically row 5 here, and you are going in both loops. So you're going to go in here, you're going to go through both. Oops, if I can get my thing in there. Here we go. Going through both loops. That would be 1. Going through both loops for 2, 3, and 4. All right, and you're going to keep going all the way around. Double crochets through both loops. So, all right, and I'll meet you back at 46. Hey guys, I want to come back on real quick. I forgot to say row 7 and 8 are your repeat rows for repeating, just like you did 5, going through both loops. So just make sure you're going through both loops. Go ahead and go do row 8 as well, and I'll meet you back at the end of it. Okay, we are back around here, and I've got my 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet. Yep, right there. If I can get my hook to come through there. Oops, I made that one a little tight for some reason. Okay. And we're going to slip stitch, chain 1. All right. Now, row 9 is going to be same stitch as your slip stitch, chain 1. You're going to go right back in there. You're going to do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet in the same stitch right there. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip 1 stitch, and you're going to go into the next one, and you're going to 2 double crochet in the next stitch. 1, 2, chain 1, skip a stitch, and 2 double crochet. 1, oops, I'm going to pull my 2. There we go. We're going to chain 1, skip a stitch, 1, 2, and do 2 double crochet, chain 1. Now you can see here what it's doing. It's making a space in between each V-stitch. That's what you call that, a V-stitch. And this is where we're going to run our straps. Let's see if we can pull that one over. That's where your straps are going to go, in between those V-stitches, just like that. So that's what we're making now. Oops, got a purple. Now. And when you come back around, you're going to have 23, oops, I slid you over. You're going to have 23 of the V-stitches when you come back around here. So go ahead and finish your all the way around V-stitches, all the way till you get to here. And when you get to your last one, I'll meet you, well, yeah, when you get to the last one, we'll be meeting back together. So go ahead and finish out your V-stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you at the last one. Okay, you should have 23 of your V-stitches all the way around. This is your 23rd. You're going to chain 1, and you should have 1 stitch to skip at the end. And of course, remember that's your chain, your slip stitch and your chain there. So you're going to go to the top of your double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch right in there. If I can get my hook in again. Yep, there we go. Oops, I split my yarn. Oh no, I grabbed the piece. Oh no. Let's see if I can straighten that back out. Yep. That happens sometimes. Pull a stitch we shouldn't get. And we're going to slip stitch. And chain 1. Alright, oh well. I'll have to rework that, fix that. Alright. So, in our last row around, row 10, you're going to, in between these V's here, oops, in between the V's, you see that stitch right there between your V's. Get you up here. Yeah, that stitch right there. You're going to do a single crochet. Okay. In your chain 1 space, you're going to do 5 double crochets. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, should have 5 double crochets in that chain 1 space. In between your V, right there in that stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. Single crochet, and then 5 double crochets in that next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just like that. And that's what it's going to start to look like. It's going to give you like a shell. So you're going to have like a scalloped or a shell edge all around the top of your little purse. And let's pull this one over. This is what you're going to come out with all the way around. Okay, so just remember, single crochet in between your V-stitch, and 5 double crochet in between your V-stitches in your chain 1 space. We'll do this one together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and you're going to finish this all the way around. And you should have 23 of these scalloped edges. Yeah, I think it's 23. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Anyway, I'll meet you when you get to your last one, and meet you there. Okay, guys. So when you come back around here to the end, this is your 22 cluster or shell, and then you'll have a V. You're going to go ahead and put your single crochet in between your V, and you have an option here. You don't have to do this 23rd shell. You can go ahead and just slip stitch from your single crochet over here to your single crochet right here, and just kind of, it'll end up looking like that without that one. It'll just pull it like that. Or you can go ahead and do your 23rd one like I've done here. So it's kind of forgiven here at the end. So it's up to you if you want 23 scallops or if you want 22. So I went ahead and done the last shell, scallop, whatever you want to call it, with my 5 double crochets. And if you're going to do this, I wanted to show you what you do. You'll go ahead, and you can see here is where we chained right here, and then we had our single crochet there. Okay? And what you're going to do here is, in order to finish this one off and give it the single crochet, you know, pull it down and give it the shell look, is you're just going to go right in the top of, right there in the, I don't know if you can, I hope you can see, there's your chain. So you're going to actually go right in the top of that chain. And you're just going to go ahead and do your, oops, let me pull that tighter. Just going to go ahead and do your slip stitch right there. And that's, oops, and I missed a stitch. Dang it. Sorry. I see my yarn is already splitting. So I have to be careful there, but we're going to just go right in there. Right in between. That's where I made that boo-boo earlier. So you're just going right in between that chain and the top of that. You're actually going in the top of that double crochet right there. You see, I hope you can see that. That's the top right there. So we're actually going to go right under there and do our slip stitch. Pull her down tight. And I'm going to go 1, 2, chain 2, there at my end. And when I pull that down tight, it's going to make it do the scallop just perfect. So let me go ahead and cut my yarn here. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump my camera. We're going to go ahead and cut our yarn. Pull that through. Let's pull this down as tight as we can get it. Just like that. And see there, it pulls it and makes the scallop. See, then you have your scallops. Okay, and that's what you do. And that's the end of it, except for our well, it's not the end. I don't know why I said that. That's the end of your outside of your purse. So now we got to make our strap. But first we're going to come in here. And you can go ahead and weave this end in if you want. I'm going to do it a little later. Because we're going to go ahead and turn our purse down to our inside. And go in here to where we done those front loops only. And you'll see our back loops are still here. And this is where we're going to go back with our purple. Or our blueberry. Go ahead and get your yarn on with your slip knot. And I like to start on the ends of every round of where I've started. So this is where we tied off inside here. And I'm going to go to that back slip knot right there, or that slip. I can't talk now, I apologize. We're going to go to the back loop there where we finished off. Let's see, we have to make sure we line up too. See, here's the end of your purse. So we want to make sure we're always centered inside here. So I'm going to go, yep, that is my center right there. So we're going to actually go into that. If I grab my thread. And we are going to grab our yarn and pull it back through. And you'll have 2 loops on your hook, just like that. And you're going to do a single crochet. Now I like to pull down real tight here and make sure all my ends are tight. And then you're going to go into that next one, which is right here. It looks funny because that's where we tied off earlier. And you just have to find it. It's right there. And it made it tight. It pulled it tight. That's why it's hard to see. And we're going to go right into that. Pull that back tight. And we're going to do a single crochet. So that's 2. And then we're going to go back here. 3. Oops, 3. 4. 5. Move all this over. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And I'm going to stop here at 12 and let you guys see it. All right. And that's what you're going to start seeing. You're going to have this nice little row. And remember, you're just doing it in those loops that we left off of that row 6 when we done the front loops, and it left our back loops inside here. So you're just sticking them in your back loops, and you're going to go all the way around. And I'll meet you right back here. Okay, guys, we're back around here to the end, and you should have 46. If you have an extra one or two, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. If you're -1, you're okay. But if you're more than -1, go back and check, because if you have too little of these around if you don't have enough, it's going to draw your purse in a little bit, and it's going to look funny from the outside when you roll it back up. So having 1 or 2 extra is fine. 1 less is fine. You just don't want to go any less than 1. So that'll work. So it's a little forgiving on the inside. Okay, but we're around here, and we're going to slip stitch to that first single crochet. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to still make sure I'm lined up with that on the bottom of my purse. And sometimes you're not, which is fine. Right there, it's not. It's to the side a little bit for some reason. I don't know why on this one. Because, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. It was leaned over. Nope, I'm dead on center. Okay, yeah, I just had my purse laying a little sideways there. Okay, see there, if I roll it up like that, I'm center of my edge right there. Oops, let me get it down in here so you guys can see. There we go, center. Just want to make sure everything's lined up. And it is. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do here, in this same stitch, right here, we're going to do 4 double crochets. 1. Oops. Don't do that. 2. 3. I'm having an issue today. My yarn. Okay, 3 and 4. Okay. This is going to look like that. It's going to look like a little shell. And this chain 1, you don't count it, okay? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this next stitch right there, we're going to come down and we're going to slip stitch right into it, okay? Slip stitch and chain. Look at that yarn is splitting. Chain 1, okay? Now you're going to turn your work just like that. I'm going to go slow, and don't mind that where that split, because it's going to be hidden. We are going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch across. You should end up with 16, or excuse me, 8. 8. I got to learn to count. Today would be a good day to learn, wouldn't it? Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6. Our last one, 7 and 8. Okay, now let me pull it up here so you guys can see it. Got 8. You're going to come down here to this next stitch, and we're going to slip stitch. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch, and we'll have 16 at the end. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I quit splitting my yarn. Oh, for Pete's sakes, get on there. Okay, it just slid off, so it's okay. And we were at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. This yarn is going to drive me nuts. It's okay. We're going to make it through this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one, 15, 16. Okay, we're coming from behind here. Should have 16 across. And grab my notes. Well, my notes have decided to leave me. Okay. I apologize. Okay, we'll figure it out. I had notes and I laid them in here, and now my book has walked off, so okay. So in this next stitch right here, right there, we're going to slip stitch and chain 1, and then turn your work. And your little thing should start to roll in. Okay, the little canopy. Okay, and now that was row 1, 2, 3. Row 4, we're just going to do single crochets all the way across. You should have 16. So we're going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the last one, 16. All right, let me pull that. Now you can see that you're starting to really roll in now. Okay, now on this end of this row, instead of going in this next stitch right here, we're going to skip that stitch and we're going to slip stitch to the next. So skip and slip stitch to this one and chain 1. Okay, and we're going to turn our work. All right, and on row 5, just double crochets in each stitch across, and you'll end up with 16. So I'll do this one. I'm going to finish this little canopy out with you guys, so just because it's different on the ends. So we got 1, oops. It would help if I finished that one, wouldn't it? Let's just redo that. That didn't look right. Okay, starting over here where we done our slip stitch. Pull that out. Sorry, guys. All right, we're going to go in here for double crochet 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, skip this stitch and we're going to slip stitch to the next. Slip stitch, skip, slip stitch. Okay, chain 1. And our last row, row 6, is single crochets all the way across for 16 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And same thing on this end. Skip this stitch and slip stitch to the next. Skip, slip stitch here. And you can go 1, 2, and then I always check to see if I like it. Make sure I don't want to add any or go back or redo anything if I messed up. And I think it looks pretty good. Because now we got to add our last row on of our little edging. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stick my hook back in there if I can talk. I'm going to go ahead and trim my yarn. I'm going to go ahead and pull through, and then I'm going to tighten it down. Okay, and you can weave in your ends now, or you can weave them in later. I'm going to go ahead and weave in my ends, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We're going to go ahead and get our next color on. Oops, I'll get it over here for you. We're going to slip stitch, or do a slip knot. And on this, I like to start mine down here because I want it to pull tight to the this row here. So we're just going to slip stitch right into here, right in here where we finished. So we're going to slip stitch just like that. And we can work right over our tail. And our next stitch in between, I'm gonna slip stitch right in here just to help tighten it down. So I'm gonna slip, or yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do a single crochet. I think if I can get one in there. Let's do a single crochet. And then in the top of my double crochet, I'm going to do, in the same stitch, we're going to do a single crochet, a double crochet, and don't split your yarn like I did, a double, and then another single. Okay, let me pull me some yarn out here and get it loose. The next stitch, we're going to do a single. Next one, we're going to start off with a single, a double, and a single. Next one will be a single. Next one, start with the single, double, single. And that's what it's going to make, like a little scalloped edge. I'll just continue on with you. So we're going to do single, next stitch, single, double, and single, all in the same stitch again. Next stitch is just a single by itself. Next stitch will be our little cluster, single, double, single. Next one's going to be our single. Next one is our cluster, single, double, single, maybe, single, yeah. All right, single, next stitch, single, double, and single. All right, we're getting down to the end here. Single. Uh-oh, my yarn's getting tight on me again. Hang on. All right. Single. All right, now we're going to go single. Double. Oops, let me take that back out. I don't like that. Now, starting over, single, double, single. I'm going to go with a single here. And right here, we're going to go with a, yeah, this will bring us down to here, and we're going to go ahead and do our slip stitch. Now, and, yep, that's it. Let me make sure. I'm going to go ahead and do my two chains, chain two. That's how I always finish mine off. Let's set that up here and look. See if that's what we're looking at. Yep, looks good. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this finished off here. If I can get my yarn, look at that, yarn is splitting like crazy. I think sometimes yarn gets older and it tends to want to break down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. And that's why some split more than others. So, all right, now we're just sliding that knot down and fastening her off. Okay, now that we've got our little canopy and our little bed, everything looks good. Lay all that out like that. Now, gotta weave in this end. Yeah, isn't that cute? Yes, I like it. Love it, love it. If you want your canopy to lay down a little more, you can go back in and do some slip stitches in here later and pull it down a little more. But that's up to you if you want it to hold, sit down a little more. I just do it this way so it's easier to maneuver in and out when you shut the little purse up. So, all right. Now, next, we're going to weave this in, and then we're going to make our straps. Now, I'll be right back. All right. Next, we're going to make our straps. Let's get this on here, and we're going to chain 120. Now, you don't have to have them 120, and you can make them longer. You can do more than 120. I just try to make it where they can, go up on the child's shoulder if they want to put it on their shoulder. That just gives, oops, that end sticking out there. I'll have to fix that. I just make it, like I said, I make them long enough so that if the child wanted to put them on their shoulder, you know, they could. If you want to make them longer so that they can do a crossbody bag, make them longer. But 120 is normal standard for what I like. So we're just chaining 120, and I'll do a couple chains with you. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, you're going to continue chaining till you get to 120, and I'll meet you back. And I forgot to say, make 2 chains of 120. So make both your chains 120 or whatever you want, your preference, and I will meet you back. I also wanted to show you at the end of my 120, I always go in and make an extra loop. So that's actually 121. And then I cut my ends. I leave a longer tail because you're going to need those to tie onto your tassels. So, oops, gosh, did I miss that? Cut that and pull through and just snug her down so that you have a longer tail. You don't have to have that long of a tail, but I try to make at least a 5 to 6 inch tail. It's fine. Okay, go ahead and get your 2 made, and I'll meet you back. Okay, guys, now we've got both of our chain straps. All right, so what we're going to do here is I start on the ends because you want your pull straps from the end. And I just go in here, I just find the end one here. Yep, right there. And then I just go in. I'm going to pull this to where my end of it's hanging out just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to weave it in all the way around. In and out, all the way around. And I'll do these with you. All right. Go in and out all the way around. In and out. In and out. In and out. And then in through here. Yep. And you're going to come out. Well, you don't have to. Leave that one. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to come yeah, let me make sure I got that. Okay. Now, this one's going to be opposite. You want your ends, instead of coming out on this end, you want your ends to come out on this end. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to find our end. I think, you know what I done? Let me go back and fix this because you shouldn't end up with 2 like this on the ends. This should be, it should be coming out here with this one. So let me go back and fix that, and I'll be right back. I should have started here with my, maybe. I don't know how I ended up like that. So if I end up here, they should both end up coming out here. So, oh, here, we'll just do it. No, No, it's still going to put us putting it over to one side. You know what? Let's just do it this way for video's sakes. I'm going to pull it through like that. It's actually going to be behind two there. That way it has that one in the center, but I'll go back and fix it. So let's go on this end. And let's get this one in here. We're going to go in straight into this end. So this one should be right. We'll see if it comes out right. So we're going to pull it up and let our tail hang out a little bit on this end. And we're going to go across this one. You're going to go just as, you're going to follow the path of this one. So go behind. Just like that. That way both straps are behind. They're following the same path. And we'll cross our fingers this comes out. I don't know how I done that. We're behind. Okay. And behind. Oops, I don't want to pull that one out. Going behind. And behind. And you should come out like that. Should be one in between them. So I'm going to move this one over. And then this one can come in behind here. Now that one's running in the center. Should always, the opposite one should be running on the center one. And then your two ends hanging out. Just like that. Opposite one running over the center and your two ends hanging out. So it worked out. It's good. Okay. So you always have one running over the center. See, just one. Even though there's two strands there going around. I hope you guys can see that and understand that, what I'm showing you there. And then on the end, of course, just the one strap from the other side is covering the center. And your straps are hanging out. Okay, so what you're going to do here is I try to get my straps even as possible. And just tie them together. This is your two ends from your one strand or your strap. We're just going to tie them just like that. Pull them together there. And just like that. There we go. See? And you're going to leave these tails because you're going to need them for your tassel. So let's do this other side. Get my straps up here. And we're going to tie them. Oops. We're going to tie them. You don't want them to cross over, but you want to get them close on the ends there. pull that one up closer. Okay, I'll just untie that for a second. I'm going to lay them down here. Well, I'm having an issue on this one. I didn't want to pull close. It wanted to overlap on me. Okay, just like that. I want to get my knot really close in there in the center. And see, I don't like that. I don't know why it's pulling apart. The wonders of being on a video, nothing works quite the way it does off a video. And I think it's because I'm holding it funny, so you guys can see it. And it just makes it a little harder, but there we go. Now you can see how I got my two ends nice and close. And I'm going to go ahead and do a double knot. Yeah, see? It's how I'm holding it for you guys, so that's why everything's being a little difficult. Yep, double knot and leave your tails. Okay. Okay, guys, I want to show you something real quick because I forgot to go back and pull that strap out before I tied that one shut. When you run your straps through, on one end, they're going to look like this. You're going to have one V in between. You're going to have your two straps coming out on each side. And, of course, your single strand going across that V. On the opposite end, you're going to have two V's. Or, if you decide you don't want two V stitches, you can run your straps through one more time. And they'll both come out here and you won't have any V stitches. But I chose to do it this way so that this strap would look nice across the end here. So you're going to have either have two V stitches or none by bringing them through here. You know, and they would be actually both coming out right here. You kind of get that. Yeah, you can either have them both coming out here like that, or you can have two V stitches with the single strand there. And then on this end, of course, the one V stitch in between. So I just wanted to recap on that and show you to make sure you do that. All right, now we're going to do our tassels, and I'm using two strands of the colors, the pink and the purple, because my my yarn is not variegated like this, so I want to make it both colors. So I'm just doubling up on them. And I'm going to wrap it 30 times around my hand. And you don't have to use your hand. You can use anything stiff, a lid or piece of cardboard, you know, whatever you got on hand. You can even use your case of your stitch holders. You know, of course, that depending on what the length of your tassel. You can have really long tassels if you want to go that way, or a shorter tassel. I like the width of my hand tassel, which makes my tassels, and I don't want to bump the camera. The width of my hand is about 3 inches, as you can see there. So at that wide part here. So just let it hang off, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hang on. I'm going to get some yarn. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And you don't have to go 30. That's just a number that I like. Of course, doubling up your yarn is going to make your tassels a little thicker, so you can actually stop at 25 if you wanted to. I'm going to cut my yarn off back here on the back side of my hand. Oops, you can't see my hand, can you? Anyway, I'm cutting it off here on the back side, the length of the front piece I had hanging. So, and it moved, so. Okay, now you just need a strand to tie. So you can choose whatever color you want. I'm going to grab a piece of pink, and we're going to cut it about 6 inches long. Yeah, approximately. Now, we're going to run this piece through the yarn, all the pieces. As soon as I get it through there. You may have to pull your hand loose and get your pieces. And try not to lose any. This is awkward on camera, so I apologize. Okay, and we're just going to tie here at the top. Just like so. Tie it nice and tight. Just don't break your yarn. Because I have done that. Pulled it so tight it broke my yarn. Just like that. And you'll have your pieces. Just like that. Okay? You're going to make another one just like this. And I'll meet you back. Okay, so I got both my tassel pieces. They're tied at the tops. And now we're going to take our strap. And we're going to tie our tassels on. Let's get our pieces that we tied with right here. Just like so. And we're going to tie our tassels right on the end of this. I'm going to go right in between there. Just like this. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Just make sure you get it right on that other knot there, or right beside it at least, and tie it in a knot. Now, you can let your pieces hang down. And okay, let me find that piece. I don't know where it went. Because I want it to hang down and not have a loop there. Now, make sure everything's tied down tight. And all those can hang down. And the reason I leave those strands is because you can't weave them in here without making it look funny. I just leave them hanging down in my tassels. That way when I tie the tops of my tassels, everything's hanging down and you don't have anything odd looking. So now we're going to get that tied up there good. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to get another piece of yarn. Let's lay that one out of the way. Let's do pink again. About a 6-inch piece. Yeah. Roughly. That's probably longer than 6 inches. That's probably about oh my gosh. Yeah, that's about a 9-inch piece. Well, I didn't eyeball that one good. But anyway, you're going to get you a piece of yarn. Doesn't have to be 9 inches. That's probably a little excessive there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut another one the same length. Because we're going to need it for the other tassel. I'm just going to lay it right over there to the side. And you're going to take your tassel that you've got tied on here. You're going to pull all your strings downward. Just like this. And get them nice and tight here at the top. And you're going to take this piece of yarn and you're going to tie it around the top of the tassel. You may be easier just to lay it down like this. And I'm going to pull it in a little tight, but I want to make sure all my strands are pulled down nice and tight on the outside here. And then we're just going to come in and make sure we're tying it tight as you can without breaking your yarn. And voila, like that. Now you may have a few that want to stick up here like that. I'm going to go back and pull them down. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to go in here, and you may want to find some longer scissors. And I'm going to have to go get my longer scissors because all I have are these, and I don't think these, well, they may. But this is an awful thick tassel, so yeah, I will be right back. Let me run and grab a longer pair of scissors because I need something to go through here to cut. Sorry guys, my camera wasn't recording when I chained 12, so all you want to do is chain 12 for the blanket. And in the second chain from the hook, you can make this however you want to make it. You can do double crochets, you can do single crochets, half double crochets. This one we're going to make single crochets, but we're going to go from the second chain from the hook right here and just do a single crochet. Next hook or stitch, single crochet. And you're going to go all the way across with single crochets. You'll have 11 single crochets. So that one's, this one's 3, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and in your last one, 11. Okay, so you just have a little chain of 11, just like that. You're going to chain 1, and you're just going to turn your work. Okay, and just go repeat across, single crochets. You can make this as long as you want. I usually go up 12 or 13 rows. 12 is going to probably make it a square. 13 is going to make it a little longer, like an actual blanket. So for the next 12 rows, we've already made 1. So go 12 rows more, and I'll meet you back. Just remember, single crochet all the way across, 11, chain 1, turn your work for 12 more rows. And I'll meet you back at row 13. Okay, we're back at row 13. We're going to go ahead and finish this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, and we're going to go 1, 2. That's how I like to end my rows. Trim it off, pull through, and then push that down all the way top. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Just like that. And the way I always check mine too, is you can fold it down, and I could have probably won another row. 13 did make it pretty square, but it's a one row longer, so it's not quite square. So anyway, I do try to make mine a little longer, that way, just like a regular blanket, you know, shorter this way and taller lengthwise. Okay, now we're just going to put a border on of pink. So go ahead and do our slip knot on our hook. Starting where we finished off. We're going to get my yarn up here. We're just going to get it to turn around right. We'll be all right. Right there. Now, like that. We're going to pull it through. And we're just going to do a single crochet right on there. I'm going to go ahead and do another single crochet in that same loop. Let me pull this purple down because I want to work over my ends. Well, it is in there good. Okay. I want my ends all down this way, so I'm going to work right over them. And we're going to do another single crochet in the corner. Now, I just go in the ends of my rows here. You can see that there's a hole right there at the top of that row. There's one in the center, and there's just find your little holes down the side and do your single crochets. So we're going to actually count that as 1 down the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My tails are a little long, so I'm going to go ahead and trim them off here. So I don't have to keep going all the way to the end with them. We were at 8. 9, 10, 11. And then, of course, we're going to go in here. We're going to go 1 in the corner, 2, and I'm going to do a third one right into the corner. And we're going to work across this tail. Now, we're just going to go in the ends of each one of your double crochets across the end. Okay, so we're going to go in this next one here. We're going to count 1 as soon as I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I apologize. 8. And in this one will be 9. And then corner, we're going to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And going up the other side, I'm going to go ahead and cut that and get that out of my way. Okay. We're going to count 1. And you want the same amount going up the other side as you put down this one. So don't count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to go up 11. And I apologize. I know my crocheting is slow to you. It's awkward for me because my hands are in front of my camera. So trying to watch it through the camera is slowing me down. Of course, I want to be slow due to there may be some beginners who need it to go slow. So just bear with me, guys. It's a learning experience for me to crochet in front of the camera as well. So I'm learning how it's an awkward position for me. So it does slow me down. I apologize. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And in the corner, we're going to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're just going to come right back across the top into each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to go ahead and put a third one because we only started with 2 here, so I'm going to go and make a third one in here. 11, and go ahead and just slip stitch to the top of this one. I shouldn't have made it so tight, but it's all right. We got it. Slip stitch and go 1, 2, pull through, tighten down, and there's your pretty little blanket. Isn't that cute? There's the blanket, pretty little blanket. Now we're gonna weave in this end. And I'm going to go on the back side of my work, going down through. Again, it's awkward to look in the camera and do this, so bear with me. We're going down through here. And I'm going to go back up. I came out here. I'm going to skip over and go back up through this. And I'm going to skip, well, I was, but that's probably good enough. Okay, let's just cut that end off. And not our fingers. Trying to look through the camera. Okay. Stretch that back out. And there's your blanket. Now also, I was going to show you these little babies. They it did finally come in. So I did order the little, these come off Amazon. And they didn't call them Behringers, or Behringers, I think is how you say it. These were called Click and Play Mini Baby Girl Dolls. They didn't have any little boy dolls, so, or I'd have bought a couple boys. But I guess you can make these boys. Excuse me. We could put outfits on these to make them boys. So that might be something we're going to look into, maybe crocheting some outfits. And maybe we can make us a little boy and a pretty little girl dress. If that's something you might would like to see, just message in the comments below and let me know if you'd like to see some crocheted outfits for these little babies. And we'll see what I can come up with. But these are really cute. They're about they're close to 5 inches. They don't like much, but they are just almost just say 5 inches. And these little babies fit perfect. I mean perfect to a T in this little bag. And then you got your blankie. You can stick down and around the baby. Get it down in there around its feet. It's hard to do on camera. Sorry, guys. Looking through my my side of the camera here. But anyway, is that not adorable? Looky. Sweet little baby. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet baby. All right. But that's the baby, and you guess what? You can close this up. Pull the sides of your purse up. Push your canopy down in. Really nice. Slip your straps, and your baby's right there. Is that not adorable? And your baby and your child can carry their little baby with them wherever they go. You can even put accessories in there, like if you want a little bottle for the baby. You can even make a pillow like I have made in the other one. But that's it. It's really simple to do. You can make it, it's very versatile. You can make this just about any color, any width. All you have to do is change your hook size. You can make these smaller, you can make them bigger just by changing your hook size. And you can make it whatever color your heart desires, or whatever your child likes. If they like a certain color, then you go for it. And you make your child their baby's bed. Little purse. But that's it. There it is. All ready to go. Now, if you guys are interested, if you don't want to make these, if you feel like you couldn't do it, which I know you can if you try. If you feel like you couldn't do it and you just want to purchase one that's already made, I am going to have these in my Etsy store. If you would want to purchase one, you can purchase it without the baby, or you can purchase it with the baby. So, I will link my Etsy store in the description below. So go check me out there. And please, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, and share. That just helps my channel to grow. So I appreciate you watching. I I'm so happy to be back to YouTube. I've been gone for a while, and I apologize for that. But I'm back, and we're going to do some more crochet stuff. So, like, subscribe, and share so you can be notified each and every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.